The Earth after humans. The creepiest abandoned cities. What would remain of our civilization if humanity were to disappear tomorrow? Concrete would crumble, metal would turn to dust, and nature would reclaim what belonged to it for millions of years. But there are already places on Earth where this post-apocalyptic scenario has come to pass. Today, we'll take a peek into the future, into cities that people fled in terror, leaving them to rot in absolute silence. Kolmanskop, Namibia, a former mining town in the Namib Desert, built in the early 20th century thanks to diamond mining. When the diamonds ran out, the town was abandoned by 1956. The desert has taken over the architecture. Sand has buried the streets, poured through the windows, and filled the spacious halls of the wooden houses. Kolmanskop, a town suffocated by sand. Imagine a place where opulent European mansions are slowly being swallowed up by waves of scorching sand. A place where nature is literally burying human ambition alive. This is Kolmanskop, a ghost town lost in the desolate Namib Desert in southwestern Africa. Just 100 years ago, this place was bustling with life. In Ijulingba, an ordinary railroad worker found a strange, glowing stone in these parts. It was a diamond. Within a couple of years, a miniature German metropolis sprang up in the middle of the scorched desert, where there isn't a drop of drinking water. Luxuries were brought here that even many European cities couldn't afford. A posh casino, a ballroom, a theater, and even the first X-ray laboratory in the Southern Hemisphere were built here. Diamonds were literally lying at their feet. People became rich in a matter of days. They drank expensive champagne and had furniture shipped in from Germany. They thought they had built an oasis that would last for centuries. But the desert had other plans. By the late 1920s, the diamond reserves had been exhausted. The miners packed up and left, all in a single day, leaving their furniture, dishes, and luxurious homes to be ravaged by the elements. Look at these images. Today, Kolmanskop is the perfect setting for a movie about the end of the world. Sand is everywhere here. It slowly seeps through broken windows, fills living rooms and bedrooms, and collapses roofs. Doors that were once opened by wealthy German industrialists are now jammed shut by massive sand dunes. An absolute, ringing silence reigns here. Step by step, the Namib Desert is erasing the traces of human presence, proving that no matter how high we build our cities, nature will always reclaim what is hers. The submerged city of Xichang, China, the Atlantis of communism. The Lion City was deliberately flooded in Ijiwocho to make way for the construction of a power plant. Xicheng was founded over 1,300 years ago during the Tang Dynasty, when the first merchants walked its streets. Many modern countries in Europe did not yet exist. It was a thriving commercial and administrative center with markets, temples, columns, and arches, with stone gates and narrow tiled streets. And now, imagine this. This entire magnificent city, with all its temples and courtyards, now lies 30 meters below the surface, at the bottom of an artificial lake. The government simply relocated 300,000 people, consigning history to oblivion. Underwater, the city was protected from the wind and sun. The underwater city of Xicheng, China's Atlantis, was hidden beneath the water for 50 years. When we hear the phrase, "the city sank beneath the water," we immediately picture ancient Atlantis. But in this case, it's not a myth, a legend, or a fairy tale. It's a real, strikingly beautiful city that lies beneath the surface of a lake in China. It wasn't flooded by nature, but by human hands. And for nearly half a century, no one remembered it. The city of Xicheng was founded during the Tang Dynasty. To put it in perspective, when the first merchants walked its streets, many modern countries in Europe did not yet exist. It was a thriving commercial and administrative center with markets, temples, columns, and arches, with stone gates and narrow tiled streets. And now, imagine this entire magnificent city, with all its temples and courtyards, now lies 30 meters below the surface, at the bottom of an artificial lake. Why was it flooded? In 1959, the Chinese authorities decided to build a hydroelectric power plant on the Shinan River. This provided the country with energy, but it cost the people of Xicheng their homes. The city wasn't destroyed. It was simply flooded, and along with it, dozens of villages and historic buildings. The residents were relocated, and Xicheng itself disappeared beneath the waters of Qiandao Lake, which translates to Lake of 1,000 Islands. Ironic, isn't it? An entire city vanished, but 1,000 islands appeared in its place. The most striking thing is that the city is perfectly preserved. Hashima Island, Japan, a rocky, concrete island, completely covered in gray high-rise buildings, resembling a giant warship. The Gunkanjima cruiser, Hashima, also known as Gunkanjima, Battleship Island, is an abandoned Japanese ghost island in the East China Sea, located 18.5 kilometers from Nagasaki. In the 20th century, it was one of the most densely populated cities in the world, thanks to underwater coal mining. In 1974, the mines closed and the island suddenly became deserted. In 1890, the Mitsubishi Corporation acquired the island, transforming the tiny rock into an industrial hub. To protect against typhoons, high concrete walls were erected here, and the population density on the tiny territory exceeded 5,000 people. When coal reserves ran out and oil took its place, Mitsubishi closed the mines in 1974. In just a matter of weeks, all the residents left, abandoning their homes, schools, and shops, which have since fallen into ruin under the forces of nature. Window sockets, collapsed staircases, abandoned children's toys. Hashima has become a monument to human greed and hard labor. A tale of the ghosts of workers and of how the salty ocean wind slowly corrodes even the strongest concrete. Access to the island was strictly prohibited for a long time, but it has been open to tourists since 2009. You can visit the abandoned neighborhoods and see the impressive concrete ruins by taking a tour boat departing from the port of Nagasaki. The island came back into the public eye in the early 2000s. when the Mitsubishi Group transferred ownership of it to the city of Nagasaki in 2001 in Arlinglingba. It was added to the UNESCO tentative list of World Heritage Sites. Andy Arlingling 2. The first guided tours for the general public were organized on Hashima